This is Detroit, Michigan. This is August 20th, 2021, where we the people are joining together to speak up, speak out, and to discuss the innocents that are being abused by the court system.
Do what we got to do. Come together collectively. Because this is not a war of melanin versus any type of light-skinned colored person you may be. Because we are the same people. We got the same blood. We got the same everything. Divide and conquer is their tactic. We're not divided no more. United States of America, we ain't divided. We're gonna come together because ain't nothing new under the sun.
Come on.
Incarcerated our people, who you call Jesus, melanated. You incarcerated him, now you want to use him now. It ain't him, it is us. The light is within us. We have possessed the light now. We are glorifying you, the righteous God. So we coming together, sisters and brothers, under God.
So this is my first time speaking at one of these rallies. This is my second time being to one. I didn't even know these things existed. I'm thankful for everyone here.
I just want to thank you guys for coming out.
Falsely accused people, I realize this is a technique. They've established themselves with a technique on how to wrongfully convict people.
I do this on behalf of Jason Bowers. He has been incarcerated almost 15 years, wrongfully convicted out of Wayne County. Being out here and speaking with people just like you. And we have to come together. Yellow shirts, just like that black-white area. This is not a black and white problem. This is not us versus, it's us versus them. It's us versus Wayne County. You know what I'm saying? Jason is wrongfully convicted out of Wayne County, Michigan.
My son, Martez Clemens, he's been incarcerated 9 years so far. He was incarcerated on a rape case with 2 other people's DNAs, none of his, and all this is brought out in court. He has no remembrance because he was drugged and put in this situation, but they made the victim play like she was mentally delayed, which she was not.
And he was in the county jail at the same time as Wilson Rivera, a victim of the same DPD, 4th Precinct, the same bull crap that they were pinning on random people just to get convictions.
But until I was in the courtroom myself, I seen them in there laughing, cracking jokes while my son is there. Even the judge said, well, when I talked to you, I don't think that you did it, but. So how did the prosecutor, Lauren Weingarten, look at me like, what you gonna do about it?
There was no DNA evidence in his case, not a single lick. They wouldn't give him a lie detector test. Another person who was guilty for this crime failed a lie detector test and was never talked to again about the crime. There was the lead detective in this case took a vacation the week of his trial. She wasn't even there.
If you have a neighbor who's been falsely accused and you know it, and you sit down and say nothing, you're a part of the problem.
That's true.
We cannot be silent anymore. We can't be silent for anything that's egregious that offends your family or friends.
This is a hard journey, y'all. Like, we talk about the exonerees and we talk about like the shit they go through.
My dad, his name is James Calhoun, and he's formerly doing a sentence of 45 to 75 years at the Woodland Correctional Facility. We've been fighting for him, his justice, because he's been wrongfully committed. Everybody knows it.
My defense attorney, I paid Randall Upshaw $11,500. He told me, I'm gonna treat your son like he's my son. He wanted my son to take a plea for 10 years, and my son said, no, Ma, if I do that, it's giving up on God.
Innocent, totally innocent. And all we just need is a voice. All we need them to do is just open up the case, and they will find the injustice in that.
Everything with no DNA. At the end of his transcript, it says there's no DNA to tie Martez Clemens to this lady. So how is he incarcerated? They gave my son 35 to 45 years with 2 other people's DNA and none of his.
Kim Worthy put Jason in prison. Molly Kettler put Jason in prison. David Pouch put Jason in prison. And all of those people rightfully should be investigated for their negligent and corrupt practices.
And so the judge, Lawrence Talent, that's who his judge was. And it's just despicable on how they act. They make the courtroom a mockery of it.
They work together to keep things
They all
going
together.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
First, I want to thank everybody that's out there that came on.
Which one? Who is?
The one in the middle.
Our boots on the ground, and y'all are our boots and our voice on the ground. So we thank you and we appreciate y'all. The struggle is real. And the thing about it is they gonna make us fight, even when they know they wrong.
Say that.
This must be stopped. That narrative must be shifted, and there must be a new talk about how you are going to change your office and the practices, because the same prosecutors that's convicting these innocent men is still in there.
Yes.
So what are y'all going to do? Today y'all in front of the federal building. We need the DOJ to intervene. Corrupt cops, corrupt prosecutors must be removed.
Yes.
We have a problem in the office now, in the Wayne County Prosecutor Office, that must be investigated. That demands federal intervention. Prosecutors are the only sole one who can drop and bring charges.
That's true.
That's a lot of information that people don't know. The judge don't have the power to drop charges. He's only the prosecutors in. So when they say, oh, Kim Worthy can't do nothing, it's in the judges, no. That's a shift of blame. The blame is solely on Kim Worthy.
He got mad because my son would not take that 10-year plea. And at the end of that first trial, he said, you know what, if Martez want me to be his attorney still for the second one, he said, he's stupid. And looked at me like I stole something from him. And there you have it.
Even when they know we right. So we gotta continue to fight to make our voices heard. And we gotta continue to control the narrative, because Kim Worthy praises 30 exonerations. You know, she's been in office since 1984 and responsible for every one of them.
Woo! Say that.
When I first went through this, God told me, this is bigger than you and your son. And now I understand.
Keep amplifying, keep speaking, keep saying those names. When they hear those names, when they know that we know, when the masses know, that's when they listen. They're not listening to just one person. They listen to us when we come together. When we have these rallies and we come together and we say their names and we point to the policies and we say this is broken. Michigan is broken.
Today I'm standing in front of the federal prison building that only convicted my brother for life, which is T. Stuckey, Thelma Stuckey. Look him up.
And we are standing here in front of the courthouse because we know we are standing here in the center of Detroit, because we know too many of our men, of our mothers, of our brothers.
All right.
So much evidence in this case.
Money is greed. Poor white people suffer. Poor black people suffer more. But poor is poor is poor. And we have to speak up because it's an injustice.
We have to unite.
Yes.
Right. So what he said, this is bigger than me and my son. How we have to come together, like she said, pray, worship, fasting. Because God said worship and praise, it confuses the enemy. We must forgive, because God, he will fight. He said the battle is not ours. It belongs to him. And he will move. He will move those people. If you read Psalms 37, it says, fret not for the evildoers, for they will be cut down. They will wither as the green grass. And he said those snares that they set for the innocent, they will fall into their own snares. And I'm standing on that word today. I thank y'all.
Thank you to everyone that came out to Detroit, Michigan. We need to wake up the Michigan Hall of Justice, located in Lansing, Michigan, where our capital is. The justices and the state court administration must start investigating these attorneys.